Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Brunk here with Mrs. Brunk's Read Alouds. Today we're going to be talking all about feelings. Now, if you haven't already watched my video where I teach you how to sign certain feeling words, go ahead and watch that now. You can find the link down below in the description. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about feelings. One feeling we're going to be talking about is the feeling worry. Now, if you feel worried, you feel bad about something and it makes you feel sort of nervous. For example, if I'm afraid of bees and I go into my backyard and I see a bunch of bees, oh shoot, get out of here, bees. I might feel a little worried to go in my backyard. What's one thing you feel worried about? Well, what did you do? That's interesting. So today we're going to read a story about a girl named Ruby and what she does when she finds a worry. It's called Ruby Finds a Worry, and it's written by Tom Percival. Before we read our story, let's take a look at the cover. What do you see on the cover of the story? Yeah, I see a bright green background, a little girl. Who do you think that could be? Maybe it's Ruby, like we saw in the title, and some sort of yellow blob. Let's read the story, find out what that yellow blob is. Oh, and here we see Ruby. She has a smile on her face. How do you think she feels? Yeah, happy. Ruby Finds a Worry by Tom Percival. Now where's Ruby? Yeah, she's at the beach with her family. Again, she's smiling, so how does she feel? Yes, happy. Ruby loved being Ruby. She loved to swing up high. Oh, she's smiling. How does she feel? Right, happy. And she loved to explore wild, faraway places. Sometimes she even went all the way to the very bottom of the garden. Look, she's still smiling. So how does she feel? Yes, happy. Ruby was perfectly happy until one day she discovered a worry. It wasn't a very big worry. Look at her face. How does she feel? She goes, no, she doesn't feel sad. Her eyes are open wide. Her mouth is open. She might feel a bit surprised to see the worry. In fact, it was so small, at first, Ruby hardly noticed it. Look, she's just eating her ice cream, not really noticing it. But then, the worry started to grow. Each day, it got a little bit bigger. It just wouldn't leave her alone. It was there at breakfast, staring at her over the cereal box, and it was still there at night when she brushed her teeth. So what do you see with the size of the worry? Yeah, it's getting bigger. The funny thing was that no one else could see her worry, not even her teacher. So Ruby pretended that she couldn't see it either. What do you think? Do you think Ruby's worry is going to go away if she pretends like it isn't there? Let's find out. She tried to carry on as if everything was normal, but it just wasn't. The worry was always there, stopping her from doing things that she loved. Look at Ruby's face now. Her eyebrows are down. She's looking away. How do you think she feels? Yeah, sad. Ruby wondered if the worry would ever go away. What if it didn't? What if it stayed with her forever? Ruby didn't realize it, but she was doing the worst thing you can ever do with a worry. She was worrying about it. So instead of worrying about her worry, what do you think Ruby could do? Well, let's see if she does. Now, the worry was enormous. And enormous just means very big. It could barely fit in the kitchen at dinner time. It filled up half of the school bus. And it took up whole rows in the movie theater. The worry became the only thing that Ruby could think about, and it seemed like she would never feel happy again. Then one day, something unexpected happened. Ruby noticed a boy sitting alone at the park. He looked how she felt, sad. And then she noticed something else, something hovering next to him. What do you think it is? Let's find out. Could it be a worry? It was! Ruby realized that she wasn't the only person with a worry after all. Other people had them too. And look at those people. They're all looking down, they're frowning. How do they feel? Yeah, just like Ruby, they feel sad. She asked the boy what was on his mind, and as he told her, the strangest thing happened. The worry began to shrink. Now the word shrink means to get smaller. So before the worry was enormous, it was very big, and then it started to shrink, it got smaller. Then Ruby did the best thing you could ever do if you have a worry. She talked about it. As the words tumbled out, Ruby's worry began to shrink until it was barely there at all. Soon, both of their worries were gone. And look at the picture. What do you notice? Yeah, it's bright, colorful. There's a big, beautiful rainbow. Finally, Ruby felt like herself again. Of course, that wasn't the last time she ever had a worry. Everyone gets them from time to time. But now that she knew how to get rid of them, they never hung around for very long. Very cool. We read in our story that when Ruby had a worry and she ignored them, what happened? Yeah, the worry got bigger. It got enormous. But how did she get the worry to shrink? Yes, she talked about it with a friend. My question for you today is, who can you talk to if you have a worry? For example, if I have a worry, I might talk to my best friend. While you think about your answer, I'm going to show you a really fun activity you can do if you want someone else to talk to about a worry. So right here, I have my friend. It's my worry doll. Here's how I made him. You need a stick, and you can just find a stick in nature, a piece of yarn or string, or even a piece of an old shirt that you're not going to use anymore, and your imagination. So first, I took my stick, and I glued a piece of string all around it. So maybe you don't have string and you just use a piece of your shirt, an old shirt, not a shirt you use, but you're going to glue the shirt or a string around it. And then you can decorate it however you want. So I had these little balls. I glued on some balls. I had an eye sticker. I glued on an eye. If you want your worry doll to have an eye, maybe you get a leaf and draw on a leaf, or a piece of paper and you can draw on a piece of paper. Now you have this super adorable worry doll. So for example, I said, if I'm worried, I can talk to my best friend, but I don't see my best friend right now. And maybe, hello? My best friend didn't pick up their phone. So now I'm going to talk to my worry doll. Oh, hey, worry doll, how are you? Oh, well, you see, I'm a little worried. Tell you why? Sure, let me tell you why. Well, I never thought of that. So I hope you guys make a worry doll at home. And if you do, you can share it with me on Instagram or in the comments below. Thank you so much for reading with me today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!